Long ago, in the vast reaches of space, there was a legend of the Drifting One, an astronaut who sailed through the stars, lost and alone. It was said that he had been sent on a mission to explore the edge of the known galaxy, but something had gone wrong, something no one could explain. The Drifting One had been stranded on his ship for what seemed like an eternity. His communications had been lost, his ship adrift in the endless black void of space. But one day, when hope seemed all but gone, he saw something strange, a flickering signal, a whisper in the void. It wasn't much, but it was enough. With trembling hands, he sent out a distress signal, and to his astonishment, he received an answer. A passing ship, like a ghost gliding through the stars, responded. The Drifting One managed to guide his ship towards the signal, his heart racing with hope. When the ships finally docked, he was filled with a sense of wonder. But what he found on the other side was not what he had expected. The ship was empty, its hull silent as though it had not seen life in centuries. Every door, every corner was abandoned, except for one thing, the ship's logs. As the Drifting One opened them, his eyes widened in disbelief. The ship was not supposed to exist. There was no record of its creation. It had no place in the galaxy's history. The crew had never been listed, and the mission it was on was lost to time. What happened to them? What was this mysterious ship, adrift in the same void as him? The Drifting One's heart pounded as he realized he was not just lost in space. He had stumbled upon something ancient, something forgotten. A mystery deeper than the stars themselves. As the Drifting One explored the abandoned ship, he uncovered more strange and unsettling details. The walls were etched with symbols, alien and unlike any language known to humankind. They shimmered faintly, as if they were alive, pulsing with a strange energy. In some rooms, the air seemed to hum, and in others, there were shadows that flickered just out of sight, as though something was watching him. The deeper he went, the more he felt the weight of an ancient presence. He came across a large chamber at the ship's heart, filled with strange artifacts. Among them were golden discs that reflected starlight in impossible patterns, strange stones that vibrated with a silent rhythm, and a collection of broken tools that seemed to have no purpose, as if they were made by hands that were not quite human. But it was a small, delicate object that caught his attention, a crystal, its surface smooth and polished. It glowed with an eerie light, casting shadows that danced like forgotten memories. The Drifting One reached out to touch it, and as his fingers brushed the surface, the room trembled. A low, melodic sound filled the chamber, like the hum of the universe itself. The crystal began to pulse, and the Drifting One felt something shift inside him. Suddenly, the walls around him seemed to dissolve, revealing glimpses of other worlds, strange landscapes, cities of light, and stars that burned with colors beyond comprehension. It was as though the ship held the key to the cosmos itself, a bridge between worlds, hidden in plain sight. But then, a chilling realization struck him. The ship was not just a vessel, it was a prison, holding secrets too dangerous to be revealed. The crew had not disappeared by accident. They had vanished because they had uncovered something they were never meant to find. The Drifting One stood frozen, unsure if he had just unlocked the door to something greater, or something far more terrifying. As the Drifting One stared at the glowing crystal, the strange hum in the room grew louder, vibrating through his bones. The ship's walls shimmered again, and the symbols etched into them began to move, shifting and twisting in impossible patterns. The air grew thick with a presence, an ancient, cosmic force that seemed to seep from the very heart of the ship. It was as if the ship itself was alive, and it was watching him. Suddenly, the crystal in his hand pulsed brightly, sending a jolt of energy through his body. The Drifting One collapsed to his knees, his mind flooded with visions. He saw glimpses of long-lost civilizations, their inhabitants reaching toward the stars with hope and fear. He saw alien worlds, ancient and beautiful, but marked by a deep, insidious darkness. And then, in a flash, he saw it, a vast, swirling darkness in the center of the universe, a cosmic void where time itself seemed to bend and break. In the heart of the void, he saw something terrible, a presence, older than the stars, watching, waiting. The ship's log flashed before his eyes, revealing one final entry. It was a warning: do not seek what lies beyond the stars. The drifting one is not meant to return. The crystal shattered in his hand, sending a shockwave of energy through the ship. The walls shook violently, and the hum turned into a deafening roar. The drifting one scrambled to his feet, but the ship's controls flickered and failed. His heart raced as he realized the ship had begun to break apart. The mysterious presence in the void had awakened, and now, it was reaching for him. In the final moments, as the ship crumbled around him, the drifting one caught one last glimpse of the stars. The whisper of the void called to him, a voice older than time itself, and he understood. He had found the ship not by chance, but by fate. It had called to him, just as it had called to the others before him, an ancient, endless cycle of discovery and destruction, a legend that would live on. And as the ship spiraled into the abyss, the drifting one vanished into the stars, his tale now part of the cosmic myth, a whisper in the wind of the universe, waiting to be told again.